Hey guys, it's Roy from English Right Now, and welcome back to episode 2 of Idioms and Where They Came From. Today's idiom is a great little expression, and it is to turn a blind eye. To turn a blind eye. I turned a blind eye, he turned a blind eye, so it's regular. The verb turn is regular. And to turn a blind eye means to pretend not to notice something. To pretend to not realize something. So it's usually you pretend not to notice something negative. So let me give you an example. My dog was being naughty, but I turned a blind eye. In other words, I pretended not to notice. Or my friend was picking her nose, but I turned a blind eye. It's usually pretend not to notice. Okay, this is what it means. Now it's time for the origin. Sorry, I love doing that. Okay, the origin of this idiom is fantastic. It's very, very British. And it relates to a British hero, a British military hero, Admiral Horatio Nelson. Horatio Nelson was a very famous naval commander. In fact, he died at the Battle of Trafalgar against the French and the Spanish during the Napoleonic Wars in 1805. And he was famous. He had one arm and he was blind in one eye. He was blind in one eye. Sounds lucky. And he died at the Battle of Trafalgar. He was a hero. He sailed in the British flagship, the HMS Victory, which is very near to where I live. The ship still exists. And if you visit Portsmouth, visit this ship. It's fantastic. Okay, now this idiom relates to the year 1801, during the Battle of Copenhagen, and he was fighting alongside a man called Admiral Sir Hyde Parker, and he was in command and Nelson was underneath him. Admiral Parker basically gave the order to disengage, to leave the battle, but Nelson was convinced that he could win. He was convinced that he could win. So remember, he had a blind eye. Now, orders were given during the battle with flags. So people would wave flags or put flags up. And the command on Nelson's ship said, oh, you need to be careful because blah, blah, blah. It's time to disengage. Nelson was convinced he could win. So he took his telescope. He put it to his blind eye so he couldn't see. Then he made a comment to his fellow crewmen that he couldn't see because of his blind eye. And this is where the origin comes from. This is where this phrase comes from. Because Nelson turned a blind eye to the command. He pretended not to see the order to disengage. Fantastic story. And what is really amazing is Nelson went on to win that battle and became a really high up admiral in the Navy. He became the most famous commander because he won. However, if he had lost, he would have probably lost his ship. He would have been removed from the Navy. So he really took a chance, which means he was brave in many, many ways. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, because it's a little bit about history and a little bit about language. It's basically the things that I love the most. Please check out these two videos. This is the episode 2 of my series of idioms and where they came from. So remember to check them out. And I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. Remember to like it and write down in the comments below what you have turned a blind eye to recently. Ciao.